Welcome to
Back to Flour.
Good morning, Arnaud.
Good morning, Lena.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. And you?
Great. I'm fine.
Okay, so what are we going to speak about today?
Today I would like to speak about a very important component in the flour, which is damaged starch.
Ooh, damaged starch.
Yes.
We are damaging the starch?
We are damaging the starch.
Who is damaging the starch?
The miller is.
The miller?
Yes.
Bad boy.
It's actually a good thing. It's
okay.
actually a good thing because, well, damaged starch, it doesn't have a good reputation. But you need a certain amount of damaged starch. We will come back to that.
Okay, tell me what it is.
So in wheat, in the wheat grain, you have starch granules.
Okay.
And during the milling process, you will damage those granules.
Okay.
More or less, depending on mechanically, depending on the setting of your mill,
okay.
how you prepare the wheat.
Okay.
And
the type of wheat also can impact?
The type of wheat, the hardness of the wheat directly impacts the amount of damaged starch that you will produce.
Okay.
If you have a harder wheat, you will tend to produce more damaged starch.
Okay.
So those granules, they are more sensitive to amylase activity, so you will produce more free sugars if you have more damaged starch.
Okay.
They also absorb a lot of water.
Okay.
10 times more water than native starch, actually.
Wow, 10 times?
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is a very functional component of the flour, which will impact, I guess, many different things.
That's why I understand, now that you are explaining me what it is, I understand why when we are baking flour, sometimes flour absorbs more water. And it can be because they have more damaged starch. So one could believe that it is a good thing, because if you have more damaged starch, you will absorb more water. So baker will be very happy with a high absorption.
Except for cookie producers.
Except for cookie producers. That's one of the examples where you do not want to have too much damaged starch. But the other thing, even for proofed product like that, we could and we want to keep the product fresh, so we have the idea of the more water we put in it, the better it is, which is true to a certain extent. But you also told me that the damaged starch has an impact during the proofing.
Yes.
Which means that during the proofing, eventually we are going to produce too much gas. If we cannot keep this gas into the dough, maybe the bread will collapse. That's a problem. And if the yeast is not able to eat all the sugar which is produced by the amylase, because it is more easy for the amylase to process the starch, then in that case it will impact the color.
Okay.
So damaged starch, if we have too much, we will have a red product with a low volume, with a very moisty crumb. It's not really what we want to do when we are making a nice bun, for instance. So yeah, it is really impacting all the stages of the process, from the dough, water absorption, from the mixing to the shaping, because during the shaping there is another thing that happens, because it is taking a lot of water, but it is also releasing the water. And that's when the dough becomes sticky. This is impacting also final product stickiness. So damaged starch is everywhere, and you need to find the right balance. So it is not only a matter of the quantity, it's a matter of the balance with the other component and the reaction on the dough property.
So what I'm hearing is that we are focusing a lot on protein, which is good, it is essential. We made a video on gluten and we saw that this is a major component as well. But
definitely.
Damaged starch seems to be at least as functional as gluten.
It is, because it will be impacting all the aspects during the proofing, during the baking, whatever.
So we should definitely control its impact.
We need to control the level, and we need to control the impact. You want to know how?
Yes, definitely.
Follow me. Okay, damaged starch, as we see, yes, it's a very, very important parameter. That's a parameter which is impacting a lot of things. We're going to see it. But the first thing we need to do is to measure the quantity of damaged starch. So for doing that, we have this tool, which is called the SD-matic tool. And that's a very fancy tool where you can determine the amount of damaged starch in less than 10 minutes using a standardized method. This tool is a must-have for all the millers, because, as we said, damaged starch is created during the milling phase, and so it's important to know if we are producing enough, not enough, or too much. So that's the quantity we are doing here. But as we see, damaged starch will be impacting a lot of things: water absorption, dough properties. Concerning dough properties, we can measure them with the alveolab. The alveolab is going to make a little patty, we're going to make a bubble, and on this bubble we will be able to measure the tenacity, the stiffness, stiffness of the dough, we are going to be able to measure the extensibility of the dough, the elasticity, the strength. All of that is impacting a lot the way we are going to process the dough, the shaping and all these stages during the baking. But that's not all. Damage starch has impact on the proofing and the baking, and Lena is going to explain us why.
So once you know the quantity of damage starch and its impact on the shaping properties, what can be also very important is to see a little bit, well, everything else. So here, for example, with the MixerLab, we have a very nice instrument that is able to analyze the evolution of the consistency of the dough during mixing and also during heating. So during the mixing part, we will assess the impact of damaged starch on the water absorption capacity, for example. So this is zone 1 of the curve. But also when we start to heat up the dough, we will see different aspects, and we will see how damaged starch content affect the gelatinization of the starch in zone 3. We will see the interaction between damaged starch and amylase in zone 4, and we will see the impact of damaged starch on the retrogradation and so on the shelf life of the final product in zone 5. You can also take directly a dough taken from the production and place it into the MixerLab to assess all the different ingredients evolved together and the impact of damaged starch on that. As mentioned, damaged starch also has a critical influence on proofing characteristics, and here the best instrument is the ReoF4. So damaged starch is more accessible to the amylase, so that means it will produce more gas if you have more damaged starch, and this is very well seen thanks to the ability of the ReoF4 to measure the gas production. So this is not here, this is not the same thing, but just to mention that the ReoF4 is also able to measure the impact on the production, on the retention of the gas, which is more linked to the gluten characteristics. And so we will also see the impact of on the volume of the dough and on the final product.
Hey, you know that if you want to know more about everything we have been telling, you have two options.
You can go to our website,
or you can directly click here.